They have all this oil and we're playing games. We're going to let this guy say, oh, you don't get our oil. Says fucking who? We will come in and we will kill all of you. Our military will come in and wipe out your regime and we will take your oil and enrich our country. If you went to war in Venezuela, we get all the oil and all the gas and it makes us rich. And we could honestly just steal it. I actually probably favor regime change in Venezuela. It's actually think it would be beneficial if we had a pro-American regime.
It'd be beneficial to the government, multinational corporations, and the feds, and the Venezuelan exiles living in Florida. So I have to ask, does Nick Fuentes fit in one of those categories? Because I know he's not a Venezuelan exile. He's like 25% Mexican. Maybe he fits in one of the other categories. I don't know.
All right, guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. We're going to be covering the Venezuelan topic again. And this video is Jackson Hinkle reacting to Nick Fuentes' take on Venezuela. I haven't watched this video yet, but I assume he's going to, kind of shit on him for his beliefs, wanting the American empire, supporting the capture of Maduro. If you guys don't know who Jackson Hinkle is, he's just literally a communist spy who gets paid by like Russia, some other countries, but he always supports these communist shitholes like Russia. And he's, I don't know, one of the leaders of the American Communist Party, I believe. But I don't know, he's always in some like third world country like Cuba, or he's been to Venezuela, I know. And he really loves communism, but he's an American citizen. So in other words, he's a traitor. But let's hear what he has to say. I'm kind of curious what his arguments could be.
The craziest reaction that I witnessed with regard to the kidnapping of Venezuelan President Maduro, U.S. soldiers being sent down there, some got injured, the helicopter got shot at. We also know that these globalist multinational corporations are going to go and steal the oil and enrich them and their shareholders, this globalist class of finance creditors. That's who's going to really win in all of this. And of course, Netanyahu wins because he sanctioned this whole, Venezuela regime change up, because the people they want to put in power in Venezuela want to move the embassy to Israel. They have an official agreement with the Likud party. They want to move the embassy to Jerusalem and Israel. And they're total Zionists. They wrote a letter to Netanyahu asking him to invade and liberate Venezuela from Maduro. That's who the U.S. is backing. So, I was like confused because everyone tells me that this guy, I want to say kid because his opinions are so childish on geopolitics and U.S. politics, but he's actually older than me. Nick Fuentes, after the Venezuela operation was announced, he said USA and then did a flag emoji for USA. I said, only a retard would support an Israeli-sponsored regime that will create millions of migrants. It's just the truth,
Yeah, it's not.
It's just the truth. It's quite simple. And some of you might be thinking, wow, he supports, Nick Fuentes supported the war on Venezuela. Yes, just like Nat Rothschild. Nat Rothschild said, well done, Donald Trump. So Nat Rothschild, the Rothschild family, and Nick Fuentes both support the regime change in Venezuela. If you don't believe me, you can hear it from Nick Fuentes' own mouth.
A war that would be good for us is a war where we actually get stuff and would make us rich. Like a war that would make us rich is to go to war in Venezuela. And a lot of people are criticizing me. They're like, you don't understand. I understand perfectly. They have a lot of oil. We should fucking take it. We're the biggest country ever. We're the biggest and best country ever. They have all this oil and we're playing games. We're going to let this guy say, oh, you don't get our oil. Says fucking who? We will come in and we will kill all of you. Our military will come in and wipe out your regime and we will take your oil and enrich our country. If you went to war in Venezuela, we get all the oil and all the gas and it makes us rich. And we could honestly just steal it. We are in a great power competition with China and Russia for the alignment of middle powers, for the alignment of resource-rich countries. And we're in a battle with Russia and China over supply chains and the resources that fuel the supply chains. Specifically things like energy, rare earths, minerals, and then the shipping routes that transit those raw materials. Who cares if Venezuela is run by some corrupt, petty tyrant? Just take their shit. Get as many countries on our side of the ledger.
Just take their shit. Just go in and bomb those Catholics.
Who's
says
bombing
Nick
them?
Fuentes, the
They took his leader.
Self-professed Catholic
bombing
monarchist. Just go in and bomb those Catholics, take their president, take their Catholic president, and kidnap him and install the Zionist puppet. If you haven't figured out that this guy's a massive psyop yet, I don't know what to tell you.
So that we can take their shit. I actually probably favor regime change in Venezuela. I actually think it would be beneficial if we had a pro-American regime.
It'd be beneficial to the government, multinational corporations, and the feds, and the Venezuelan exiles living in Florida. So I have to ask, does Nick Fuentes fit in one of those categories? Because I know he's not a Venezuelan exile. He's like 25% Mexican. Maybe he fits in one of the other categories. I don't know.
Okay, this guy is such a brick. Like, genuinely. This guy is a U.S. citizen, and he wants what's worse for the U.S. Yeah, obviously there's, foreign influence in the U.S. government. Does it benefit them, this regime change in Venezuela? Yeah, probably does slightly. But who does it benefit more? The United States. Who else would be controlling Venezuela if they were sovereign? They wouldn't be sovereign. It'd either be Russia or China taking their shit. So, yeah, I actually do support the U.S. having it versus the other shithole. Not the shithole, versus the other countries that could potentially become the world superpower instead of the U.S. So, yeah, if you look at it that way, which I don't think Jackson Hinkle can think in that way because he doesn't have much in that head of his. And I'm not sure who's exactly, paying him besides Russia and why he hates the U.S. so much. I mean, he genuinely should have his citizenship revoked. He's a traitor. And it's absolutely disgusting, some of the, when he praises communists like this.
Venezuela probably would be good for us because of the resources they have. And we also want to keep, in my opinion, South America on our side of the ledger. I think that it would be a good thing if America could take all their oil and natural gas. We need the energy. We want the energy.
Why don't we just drill in Alaska? Why do we have to go down to Venezuela and get their extremely high sulfur content oil?
Coming up on the end of the fracking boom, we want their oil and natural gas. They're not making enough of it because of the pressure on them. Strictly speaking, it would be better if there was an American-aligned government there that could optimally and efficiently extract those resources and send them to the United States. It'd be better for our economy. It'd be better for our...
This guy is so retarded. He thinks that like U.S. workers are going to make 3x the salary if we go in and send ExxonMobil into Venezuela. Like, how stupid do you have to believe? You're basically just regurgitating, like, Reaganite economics. Is that what we're doing now? At first, I thought this guy was turning into George Bush. Maybe he's turning into Ronald Reagan.
Technology industry in the era where electricity and energy is a very important commodity for intelligence and for defense. That's a good thing, actually. I don't like these small-minded arguments where people say, anytime America uses its wealth and power, that's not America first. Well, what exactly is America first? Is the only thing that the military can do to patrol the border? And some people might say,
that would be nice, yeah, if our military actually protected our border rather than going into sovereign countries, kidnapping their leader, saying we're going to run their government, and then creating millions of migrants in the process. Yeah, that would be an acceptable use of our military.
Why do people keep saying this? So why would the migrants come here? Their country just got liberated. They could actually go back. We actually can remigrate the Venezuelans who have came into the U.S. So what are you talking about? Where are the migrants?
Actually, yes, exactly.
Yes, but I would say no, we want to control our periphery. We want to control a sphere of influence.
That's fine, but you don't do it through coups. Coups never work out. Regime change never works out. Give me one example of it working out. Hasn't worked out ever. Some people just fail to learn from history.
Is that not what every other country is doing? What is Russia doing? What is China doing?
Russia was threatened with nukes on their border in Ukraine. So they went in to make sure that the country didn't join NATO and put nukes on their border. Pretty sure that Russia and China are not threatening to put nukes in Venezuela. And Venezuela is not even on the U.S. border. You know, it's still, what, 2,000 miles or kilometers
Very
or something
close.
away. So, I don't know, complete psyop. I probably got approached by someone. He's been saying that he believes the official narrative with Tyler Robinson and Charlie Kirk, too. So, anyways, I just find it so crazy because we have all these videos of him over months and months and months giving this very serious analysis as to why, you know, he believes that other Americans should go invade Venezuela, topple their government, take control of their resources and whatnot. And keep in mind, 88% of Gen Z does not support war on Venezuela. So he's literally betraying our own Gen. Well, actually, I don't even. Is he Gen Z? I think he's 27, so he's past the cut. He's not even actually Gen Z. Anyways, you know, now he's flip-flopping because he sees that everyone is opposed to this. Everyone's like, nah, this ain't it. So we got flip-flop Fuentes. Take a look at this. It's pretty incredible. Initially seemed like a solid operation to cleanly, bloodlessly, and quickly remove Maduro from power last night, but this new policy of running Venezuela with U.S. soldiers sounds like a massive overcommitment. I have zero confidence in nation building. Big mistake. Bro, you were the one for months on end saying that the U.S. should go in. You literally said we should kill them, we should take their oil, we should seize. How do you think that's going to happen? You think we're just going to go in and kill Maduro or kidnap Maduro and then magically they're going to love us and give us all their oil and we don't have to do nation building? Are you that stupid? No, you're not that stupid. What he understands is the American people don't support this war, so now he's flip-flopping. Never trust a person that flip-flops that quick. Never trust that. Never trust a person that pushes the Zioslop-fed narrative that we need to go into Venezuela for oil or for gas or for drugs or whatever he was saying. Because guess what? We're America. We have plenty of oil. And if we need to go somewhere else for oil, we can actually negotiate. You know, we do it all across the world, right? We can negotiate. China does it all across the world. Russia does it all across the world. It's called having good diplomatic relations. It's called pragmatic business. It's called win-win cooperation. You don't win by saying we're going to go and kill your leader. And then you end up with slave states in Libya when you do that. You end up with Iraq when you do that. How has that worked out in Iraq? Because the country's basically controlled by Iranian PMF now. So how did that work out? Became part. You had the Iraq-Iran war. Now Iraq is a part of the Iranian axis of resistance, essentially. So yeah, that doesn't work out that well. Now he's flip-flopping because he realized that agreeing with who is that, Nat Rothschild, was maybe not a good look. But make no mistake about it. I said this at the time when he had all these videos championing war on Venezuela. I said, well, I'm not going to forget it. You shouldn't either. Never forget that he was championing this war for months on end, saying, we need to go into Venezuela. We need war in Venezuela. You asked for it, Nick. Now you got it. Reap what you sow. Don't flip-flop now as soon as you realize this is a bad idea, because for the past few months, you were saying how great of an idea this is. It's amazing how quick people flip-flop. It's amazing. You know? Literally agreeing with the Rothschilds, agreeing with Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu sponsored this whole thing. So, yeah, what's this going to give us? It's going to give mega corporations, you know, shareholder profits that blow through the roof. Americans aren't going to get rich. The Venezuelans aren't going to get rich. Okay. But shareholders are going to get rich of these mega corporations. The Israelis probably going to get to put some IDF military assets there. So another country controlled by the Zioslop entity in the United States. So you got that going for you.
What the hell is he talking?
You've got the Rothschilds very happy. You've got the migrant crisis, which is going to probably start, this week, actually. Probably going to be chaos, and migrants are going to start moving out of the country, start moving north. So, yeah, reap what you sow. Stand to what you say. You said it not in one video, not in two video, but literally over a dozen of your live streams. You gave these very calculated rants about why we need to support war in Venezuela. The American people don't support war in Venezuela, never have, never will. And most Americans, 70% of Americans who oppose the war in Venezuela, are smart enough to understand that this is a bad idea and wait until they see how it unfolds, because it's not going to get any better. Before you leave,
Jesus Christ, this guy's a moron. The only thing I will agree with is hopefully the American people actually get to benefit from this, and it's not only the mega corporations and the government, you know, taking the oil. Hopefully we get, you know, cheaper gas. You know, we the American people have to actually reap the benefits, and I really hope that the Venezuelans right now that are in the United States get remigrated back to their country, since it's free. Then hats off. There's nothing better they could do. Just help out the American people with the oil and remigrate the Venezuelans. That's all I ask for. Hopefully that happens. You know, I still have some hope, but we will see. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. This will be the last time I'm covering Venezuela for right now. But don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time.